Okay, so I basically wanted to explain you this one wealth making analogy which I have just learned from Alexa Modi. So basically, it just says that you need to start with a bootstrap business, and then after that, you need to go for investing, then you need to go for a fund management. That's my plan as well. Like, it's not exactly what Alexa Modi has said. Like, Alexa Modi had something in between over here, which is VC backed startup, and for him, the VC backed startup is school.com. But for me, my plan, which I want to make for my future life, for my next 10 years, 10 years of life, 10 years of compounded learnings and all that stuff, is bootstrap business, investing, and then managing the fund. So my current idea is that I need to start with a bootstrap business. It can be a education business, it can be a coaching business, it can be a consulting business, can be a YouTube business, it can be like YouTube business and consulting, coaching, that same thing. But it can be a service-based business, it can be managed service provider or something like that, or some sort of services. It can be home services as well. It can be educational content, for example, me making content, educational content about 11th grade, 12th grade, teaching the complex subjects in a simple, clean, and minimal, understandable ways. That can be one idea I can work on as well. So maybe that one. And yeah, there are a lot of options in bootstrap businesses, and bootstrap businesses have the biggest advantage that you just put all of your eggs in one basket, and you just watch that basket, keep an eye on that basket. So it can have great chances to go successful. Like, successful, I mean 100k a month, and I'm talking USD. 100k, 10k, 50k. That brings in decent cash flow that you can invest in the stuff which you are expert at. For me, it's real estate, lands, especially farming land in my locality. And I have a track record with my dad. Of course, my dad did all of this. I have zero money. That we have bought a piece of land, and it's like 6.6 acres, and we have bought it for X amount of money, and it's worth 6x now. And within, like, when I was out with my dad to buy that, doing all the documentation and stuff, I was like almost in ninth grade, or yeah, ninth grade was just over. So I was in ninth grade. Yep, I was in ninth grade, and from that is 10th, 11th, and almost in 12th. So it's been like almost 2 years approx. And in these 2 years, we have got 6x return on the investment we have did, and that's crazy. That's crazy. That's really outliner number. Maybe not all of the real estate projects is gonna hit this number, but I know this shit. We know some secrets, which uh, it's not really secret, but it's just how we do stuff. So yep, it's all about finding nice deals, and if you have nice deals, people will pay for that deal, so there will be money. And you know what? If I'm able to make money out of my bootstrap businesses, service business, education business, consulting business, any type of business online, which makes me money, like decent money, like 10k, 50k, or even heck 5k as well, maybe freelancing. I don't know. See, this bootstrap thing can be something else as well. I will come on that point later on. So 5k, something, something, something. We will invest that into land, and I will 6x, maybe not even 6x, and 10x as well. Who knows? Okay, it depends on the deal we are doing. But still taking an average number of 5x, that will be decent amount of money, and that will be decent proof of concept as well, that okay, at least I can do this particular thing, real estate thing, very very well. So what I can do is that I can just go out there. This is me in the market, by the way, and these are like group of people we have. So wealthy individuals, Maybe they have pension money, maybe they have sold some of their land and they have some extra cash lying around, and uh, they just have money. Okay, they are rich people, so filthy rich people, and they don't know how to invest in real estate. They have no idea about how we do the documentation, how we don't get scammed in real estate, how we find the best deals, how we manage the deals like conversations and all, how we get best deals, how we negotiate, how we find one, the connections I have, the brokers I know, the some legal brokers I know, like illegal ones, the lawyers I know, the connections we have, all that good stuff, which makes us best real estate investors out there. But the thing is that we are limited on money. We are limited on money. What we'll do? We'll take money from these people, and instead of them worrying about this hundreds of different stuff which comes as a variable, which which defines how your real estate deals are gonna look like. Instead of worrying about this, they only give me money, and I take care of this. So what I'm doing is that I'm having a leverage over here. I'm leveraging other people's money. I use that money to buy these properties by doing these hundreds of different things, and I get XYZ return. For example, 6x returns in maybe next 2 years. That will be almost 3x returns in 1 year. Because I'm not gonna sell that property, but still, if you see on paper, like on paper wealth, that will be worth 3x per year. Not gonna last for every single year, but for the first year, 3x per year is like a good number, and I will have like a proper agreement and all this stuff set up, which will make me have half of the profits which we are making. So it's their money, it's my expertise in these particular things, and buying stuff and finding good deals. I take 50% of it, and they keep like 50% of it as well. So 1.5x return on other people's money. Other people's money. It's not even my money. And this X can be anything. It can be $100 million as well. It all matters how big you are. It all dependent on how big you are playing it. When you're getting started, maybe you are playing with like 10, not 10k. 10k can buy you nothing. But for example, you're playing with $1 million, right? $1 million real estate fund manager, and maybe you have partner as well. Like I have some connections, serious connections, who can actually be partner with me in this real estate fund for sure. Is willing to take the risk as well. So he's like a great entrepreneur I have in my connection. But that's my leverage. We're using thousands of leverage over here. So we're getting lots of money, lots of connections, lots of things which I already know, which they don't have to worry about it. They win, I win, my partner win, I get money off other people's money. That's how we make money. That's how we make some serious wealth. That's how serious wealth is created. But in order to this happen, you need to have some sort of investment experience. And now one thing I need to make clear over here is that real estate is blue ocean market. So everyone has some sort of opportunity. Some sort of opportunity. It's a blue ocean market. You can make millions in real estate, but you cannot make billions. You can make millions. And millions, if I'm talking about millions, that can be 60 million, 100 million, all that stuff. And one thing which I want to make it clear is that 1 million in USD is worth 10 mil in startup or VC backed startup, just because the amount of risk they are taking. The startup can go broke literally not tomorrow, but maybe can go broke anytime, and there is risk. of it going broke anytime. But in land, it's land, and the biggest risk is that maybe government falls and we become a socialist country and everyone has equal access to land and resources and all that stuff. That will be, oh, a really worst case scenario. The practically speaking, the chances of that happening is really really low. But we'll not consider that. The chances of this going broke is absolutely zero. But if it is going broke is really really high. So to cancel each other out and maths to be making sense, we consider 1 million in real estate worth almost 10 million in VC backed startup. So a person who is flexing, I have $100 million company on my name, I run $100 million company, which you don't even own 50%, right? Is worth way more less than $10 million in real estate. And trust me, like $10 million in real estate, if you know what you're doing, how to get good deals, how to get returns of 2x 3x instead of getting those beginner 12% 10% returns, this kind of stuff, you can get that pretty fast. That's like one of the best way to become a multi-millionaire, because this is worth way more. The quality of this is way high than $100 million in VC backed startup. Like real estate is one of the most beautiful business out there. It's the most long lasting business we humans had. Even in the back in the stone age, we used to buy a piece of lands. We still used to rent piece of land as well to do some sort of business which generates more money, which can be used to get more money in the economy and ultimately just buy more land or rent more land and all that economic prosperity thing. So real estate business really one of the oldest business out there, and I want to be inside it. I want to make millions inside it. I know how this shit works. I have the biggest unfair advantage which not all of the people out there has. I'm gonna use this unfair advantage. I'm gonna use my connections. I'm gonna use the knowledge I have, the experience I have gained, the offices which I have visited. All that stuff will compound and ultimately give me my results. So at the end of the day, I want to manage funds, real estate funds. Well, that is only possible if I'm able to do investments very, very well, find good deals. And that's only possible when I have some sort of money coming in. And that money is our bootstrap business. I don't want to go in VC business because that's not a stuff which I want to work for, because at the end of the day, if you are a VC business, you are just being an employee, but you are employed to your investor and you are handling lots of masters. In fund management as well, you are handling like more than 3 4 masters out there, but it's quite manageable. I think it's manageable on my end. Of course, not gonna be easy. It's gonna take 10 plus years of me working. My mom will be 60 years old, my dad will be 70 years old. I don't even know if they are gonna be alive. I don't even know that I am gonna be alive. But that's the life goal which I have. That's the purpose of my life. And the purpose of life is itself to find purpose. That's my purpose. That's what I want to do. Most people will be running a bootstrap business, for example a consulting business, or for example service based business, for example education business, or any type of service like home services business, and they are gonna make money. They're gonna invest it on this stuff. And I don't know like if you're able to understand what I was saying. This is a car, nothing else. They will be investing, not investing, wasting their money on this stuff. But the real ones who will be running this kind of businesses which generate cash flow are going to be investing in their circle of competence. Circle of competence can be anything ranging from real estate or land or stocks or bonds or gold or trading, any type of shit. and they will be doing masters in that investment circle of competence, which will be fund management. So basically this is bachelor's and this is masters, and in order to get into bachelor's and masters, this is our maybe competition exam. You how to do this is a competition exam. It's actually a competition exam as well. Oh heck, I'm making new analogies, and this analogies is like damn true. This is just a competitive exam. The real ones are gonna survive over here, and the ones who are like not mentally capable or not the people who were not able to adapt themselves are gonna be perished, and only few selected ones, even after this filter we have of buying Mercedes and all that type of cars, even after this filter, these people are going to be remained, and these are the ones who will be getting into investing, doing their investing, and starting their fund management business, and using the leverage, the biggest leverage they have. This is basically just competition exam, nothing else. Heck, and currently I'm here in this bootstrap business phase. I'm in this competition exam phase. I need to get out of this. A lot of competition, but still I need to somehow end up making more money than my competitors out there. Make sure that I'm not eaten by competitors. Make sure that I'm making enough money that I can put food on the table and buy some clothes, go to some other nice places, and all that stuff, and also making sure that I end up not investing, but accumulating enough money that I can start investing, learn investing, all that stuff which I have said in the past. That's what I want to do, and this is the competition exam I have right now over here. And to get out of this bootstrap business phase, so once I'm out of this phase, started my real estate journey, and then after that I will be lacking on funds. Like I have best opportunities out there, best deals out there, but I don't have the money, and I will be going for the fund management. That's the life goal I have, and somehow I just need to get into this business stuff now bootstrap business stuff now. I can actually go for like different stuff as well. Like it can be bootstrap business, it can be a freelance career, it can be actually a job as well, which pays well. But right now, at this particular situation, I'm really confused in this, and this. I also I had made my decision that I will be learning infrastructure engineering. I will become like self-taught infrastructure engineer. But I also thought like I can just do engineering work for the people on Upwork. But I just thought like this is not the best way to do that, because people are not actually in need of that services which I'm providing. It's more of like a employee or job based services. It cannot be converted into a really good business. A business is a entity which provides an offer. I will provide this by doing this somehow. I will provide you this. That's literally business. I take my words back. Not by providing this by doing this. No. It's all about we will be providing this. How that's happening, why this is happening, how we are doing it, it's not none of your business. That's how we are taking care of that. Okay, I will give you this which is valuable. I think this is the one which I should be going for. A job, I think, is actually a great option, but I will learn more of this stuff over here. And the current thing which I was trying to do, which was infrastructure engineering, like infrastructure engineering, which is basically learning Linux, Kubernetes, Docker, networking, and all that type of stuff, which is actually a valuable skill, but it cannot be turned into business, like a real business. It can be turned into MSP, which itself is a business, but it's really hard to sell. Like, how can I sell it to? Well, who the fuck said it's hard to sell? Like, maybe infrastructure engineering is like really easy to sell. No one has ever sold that because no one got an idea. Because in people over here in engineering stuff, they are highly technical people, but they know nothing about sales. I know, and I know about sales, and I might become one of the most deadly combination of engineering and sales. Who knows, right? Who knows? I might go out there, people who like software as service founders, and just outreach them on the pain point. Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, I have seen this. Like, just starting a business is not enough. Starting a business by having multiple variables, like, does it has demand of it? Does it have good marketing source of it? Does it has cheap creators who are willing to promote it for almost dollars? For here, none of this exists. There might be demand, but it's really hard to capture the demand because there's no perfect market for it. Maybe I'm just going for stuff which has demand but not a perfect market for it. People are willing to pay for it, but only at particular certain XYZ combination conditions in their business, and they don't need infrastructure engineers anymore. But that's actually a good thing. At least I will be going in the right path instead of going in a wrong path which leads to me in like boiling hell, right? At least I'm going the right path where I'll be having heaven. At least I'm going the right path. At least I iterated and changed my direction. But one thing which I can say for sure is that I have ADHD and I don't work on stuff. I have shiny object syndrome and all that kind of stuff. So, yep, that can be triggering in as well. But I think it's just bad life choices. I need to somehow figure out how to start a bootstrap business, and I just need to watch more of Alexa Mozi videos, how to start a bootstrap business, what kind of bootstrap business I can start. And you know what, whenever you are feeling stuck in your life, you just need to take some sort of information. That's pretty much it. Before it used to be books, now it can be creators like Alexa Mozi who create like one of the best contents out there as well. But right now you should be just getting information whenever you think that you're doing really bad in life. So this is room. This is full of darkness. Like, it's full of darkness. You see nothing. And out of nowhere, this one fire is there. This fire is nothing but education. Education, information, mentorship, learning, growing, iterations. So that's it. That's who we are. That's the information right over here. How to take information. You cannot be living in a life where you'll be saying that I'm gonna take zero information from people out there. I'm gonna figure it out on my own self. You are gonna be mentally retarded. You will end up being mentally retarded. That's the thing which I can guarantee for sure. Without these people, without these iterations, mentorship, and people who can just wake up and look up to, without these people, your life will be hell. You will get mentally retarded. That's such a true thing. You just need to have mentors in your life. And I'm not saying this just because I have a YouTube channel. I don't give a shit about my YouTube channel. Do you really think if I had give a shit about my YouTube channel, I would be still uploading this kind of stupid thumbnails, or I will say this stupid microphone I have, bad voice quality and all that stuff? I don't give a damn about this. I just make these videos to help myself out, to clear my thoughts. Yeah, to clear my thoughts. And maybe some 16-year-old, 17, 19, 18, or even 25, 30-year-old can just learn from my mistakes, or maybe the learnings which I have did, and just grow as a society, grow as a human being, and not a just individual growth, right? And now the plan is that I somehow need to start a bootstrap business. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I'm gonna go out there, watch Alexa Mozi videos, and figure it out. That's what we are doing in our life. We're just figuring it out, bro. That's fucking it. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna end this video.